we are ready to roll. You are currently here. Tell me what you can see on the screen.
I
Biscuit.
Give me 1 second. Sorry, I was doing my thing.
Okay.
I see where we started last time.
Ninbins, can you see the same thing?
No, in my meantime. Jordan is playing. I see what we have. Oh, here.
Okay, you see what now?
And me.
I see the center.
Okay. A place with which you are familiar, as it were. All right. Fantastic. So, hopefully Claire can hear me. Each of you have been told a
can
special.
hear you, Sam.
Okay, everybody has been told a specific thing that I will reveal more about as the story goes on about a particular thing that you do, and that will be important. So,
Maybe a slight sunburn.
there is a man at the center of the space that you are standing in,
Or
and you see him a couple of yards away. Everybody, I believe, probably remembers this place.
actually, they might. I think they're actually doing the head thing
And as we know,
because
last
they had a
week,
bunch of scholars
there was a whole
here.
bunch of shipping going on. There were people who started off as duck farmers and ended up summoning golden lions. It's some crazy times. And sorry, golden tigers. Very crazy times. Nins ran around in distress because some random guy decided to take off flying into the air in a place that magic was not common and attack him. Goodness knows why. We found out about magic pens. We found out that there was a lot more than met the eye for that campaign or for that session, and so similar things will be happening on this one. Here we find ourselves back at the place that you started the last journey, and here at the center of the room, you see this person.
All right, that's me.
And from there, let us start interacting. What would you like to say or do?
Do we remember anything that happened just recently? Can't remember.
Okay. Give me a moment while I make a. I'm gonna look at a character sheet for something right quick.
Not blue. All right, it's blue forever. Shades of blue. Green blue.
Roll me history or insight.
Done a bad.
All right. That's Elizabeth, right?
Yep, as Elizabeth. Um, you remember traveling back in history, and you're pretty sure it was one of your previous lives, but the entire experience is a bit overwhelming and hard to grasp all at once.
Okay. So Elizabeth is just gonna hold her head and say, "What just happened?"
Trying to correct you here.
Ninbins.
Yes.
Elizabeth. Elizabeth is standing next to you and seems to be a little bit distressed from the whole sequence of events.
I could be the everyday outfit.
Claire,
Yeah, excited.
you also notice that a certain young lady that you came here with is also distressed by recent events.
Like
Okay.
Jedi-ish robes too.
Elizabeth, are you alright?
Yeah, that was just a bit different. Yeah, different.
It's the first time I've done that, but then I'm kind of accustomed to strange things,
This is all still very new to me.
which is so. All of your reactions so far are to be expected.
Well, at least I'm not totally weird.
So I see that the students have returned. What did we learn? You hear a voice that seems to come from everywhere in the room at once.
Uh,
Not to be a duck farmer.
Oh, well, being a duck farmer is actually a very noble job in that particular time period. Or at least I would imagine so.
She's just kind of like. She's just rubbing her brain. She doesn't know what to do. She's just overwhelmed.
So,
Oh,
hello.
still online, but he's not.
You remember me, I do believe.
Yes,
Correct?
I.
Um,
Sorry.
Elizabeth nods.
Elizabeth. Good. Um,
I said it in
Hirini,
AI.
Claire,
Mm.
how are your experiences?
How do I?
I just laugh.
He looks at you strangely for a moment and goes, you do have to be ever so slightly devious in order to occupy positions like this one, but don't let that, don't let that go to your head or anything like that. There are karmic cycles for a reason.
Mine.
Claire?
Mm-hmm.
No, like there's a person in character in game talking to you right now. They have called you by name.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay.
I'm a bit dazed.
Oh, days you say?
I just no lost in thought. It's just didn't expect seeing myself as a killer.
Hmm. Well, at some point, all of us become one of those things. In a position like yours, you end up becoming the people and things, in some cases,
Yeah, pick it up.
that the world needs you to become. I think you'll see a little bit more of that as this journey continues on. After all,
Don't pick
you
it up.
do
I
have
live
work to
in
do.
everywhere.
Which brings me to the next part of your adventure. You will need to step over here, if you would follow me, please. And he heads down this way.
Oh my god. 3 seconds away. A player left, so everyone goes back. Definitely. Just let him
And
leave.
don't worry too much about your friends there, they'll be just fine. Now, if you wouldn't mind
No.
stepping into that area, Hirdani should know the way by now.
All right, so what's gonna happen now?
Let me see here. to make sure to disable the grid.
Come and take it and Ethiopian boy.
Actually, nope. I'm just gonna put you right here for a moment because this is just not appropriate. There we go. Claire, you are currently here.
I get flowers.
Oh,
One moment here. Mr. Hirani, you appear in this area. Well, actually, you do not appear in this area. You appear in this area here. And as for Mrs. Elaine, you should know where you are.
cheaper too.
Where do I appear?
Oh, you can't see that, can you?
3,100.
No.
Instead of Jinx, it was a 6,800 GP.
Ah.
It sucks.
Oh wow.
I'll sketch on it so it just goes.
Can you, like, I put in work today. I put in work today.
This looks awesome.
I love these. Oh, I have been dragged to a different unit.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. You're in the wrong map. Hold on, let me put you where you should be. You should be here.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm proud of this picture I found. Be proud of it with me.
Oh, when they see you, girl, you will be absolutely dashing. Okay. So you are a person here on a particular mission. You are here, Miss Claire. Just for everyone's notes, most of tonight is going to be told from Claire's perspective. So Claire, you're gonna have to carry this team. Now, with that being said, you've been set here with a very peculiar note. You have recently heard that there are strange people about, and you've been sent here from the church in your larger metropolitan area to this rural place to see if you can find a priest and find out if there has in fact been any kind of occult work around here.
Okay. And is this a village I'm taking it?
It is. The person that you have been asked to look for is a person by the name of Arthur.
Arthur. Where is this?
Allow me to also state some things. This is a residential area. This is also a residential area. This is a residential area. And this is an inn.
Alright. Did I have instructions on where to find this Arthur person by chance?
This was about as close as you get. This happens to be the town that you're in.
Well, I'll stop by the inn first, then.
Okay. Well, when you go inside, you go here. Here you see that this is clearly, it has a tavern at the downstairs area. There is a stage for a particular performer, and there is also a bar area. It is relatively early in the day, but people should start shuffling in soon.
Okay, so I walk in, talk to
The innkeep isn't here, but you do notice that there is a person who tends to the tavern, at the counter.
I'll walk up to her. Excuse me.
How may I help you?
I was wondering if you know where in town I could find a man named Arthur.
Ah, Arthur. I'm not quite sure where he is right now. Do I know where he is?
Roll me a history check, please, with advantage.
Okay. I'm like, I shouldn't say that.
Can you also give me, actually, no. Well, yes, actually, give me an insight check as well.
Okay. I rolled a 7.
Your answer has been DM'd to you.
Okay. Now, she looks at the girl. You know where he is. May I ask why you're looking for him?
I was told to come here and find him. There have been some rumors, and I'd like to hear it from Arthur's mouth. He's a very trusted person of my associates.
As long as he's not in trouble, I guess I can give you his whereabouts, or at least where I would think he's at.
Wonderful.
I love how it ended just as you said that.
Right?
That timing was so good. But continue.
Where exactly is he at? I didn't get that part.
We'll just assume that you provide her with appropriate directions, unless
Okay.
you DM me otherwise.
Nah, she'll do that.
Okay.
As long as he's not in trouble, she's okay. Wait,
Oh,
can I use my ears of deceit to make sure she's not lying to me about him being in trouble?
You absolutely can.
Okay. How does that work exactly? I'm not really sure myself. Click it and show you.
Here I'll look at your character sheet for a second. You didn't put any of that stuff in here? Oh wait, you put it in your character sheet, which I should be looking at, and I was not. I'm sorry, Edna. One moment. I'm also going to try my very best to call you by your character names today.
That's fine. Also, I'm so tall compared to Claire's character.
Because you're Foursquare.
I know, it's just hilarious.
Oh, okay. So let's see what you have here. Oh wow. So you want to see if she's lying? Is that what you're trying to do?
Yep.
Okay. Roll me insight, please. Okay, so you get 11 plus. If you are proficient in insight, and you are, add your proficiency to the fixed number. Quick question, Nins, out of character. If you choose insight as a skill augmented by your expertise feature, does that mean if you have expertise in insight?
Yes.
Okay. I was just like, wait,
Am I
what?
supposed to have expertise?
No. No, it just says
Okay.
if you have expertise, then you get to do a certain thing.
I wish I had expertise.
I'm not sure how I
You
feel about this photo.
okay? So here's what. So basically, here's what that role gets you. You don't necessarily sense that she is lying to you, but you sense that there may be trouble that follows.
Hmm.
Actually, Elaine, are you a rogue?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Then you should pick 2 expertise skills.
Oh. Shit, did I read that wrong?
So you just click on something. You click on 2 of your features, your skills.
That have yellow dots instead of green dots.
Yeah.
Oh, like all of hers have green dots right now, so you get to pick 2 of them that get yellow dots. Let me know which 2 those are.
It's gonna be insight for sure, and then sleight of hand.
Okay. Well, now I'm gonna have to go read that whole thing again. Give me a
My
moment.
bad, coach.
Okay.
Love me.
Okay. So you get.
That's Tristan's line. Ooh.
Do not do this. Not like this. 8 plus some wisdom modifier. Oh, total of your check plus 8 or your wisdom modifier.
Oh my god. Why didn't I use this photo?
Yeah. Okay. So you can change your photo if you want to. By the way, that's fine. Um,
I'll ask Nins if
Edna, you can like.
No.
It is almost as if you can audibly hear storm clouds in the distance. Edna. So,
What the fuck?
wait, what?
What'd you say?
I don't know.
It's Victorian dressing and I'm a paladin.
Oh wow.
Oh, well, that just makes this even funnier. I'm so sorry in advance. But you, Edna, you feel as if you can hear storm clouds in the distance. Like there is trouble written all over it. You are almost certain that someone is going to die.
Me.
Okay. Well, she'll give him directions where she is.
Okay. The proper ones?
I'm DMing you things.
Okay. Give me one moment here.
Myrtle, I need to change your picture.
Okay. 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 I need a. Mm, okay. I need a deception check, please.
Me?
Mm-hmm. And from. Okay. From Mrs. Myrtle, I am going to need a insight check.
Mrs. or Miss?
One of those.
I think I would know. I am Myrtle. Insight. Rip.
Roll me a D100, please. Actually, not a D100. Give me a D4. Okay. So, Edna takes a moment. She writes some notes for you, and she hands them to you and says, follow these directions exactly, and it should take you where you want to go.
Okay.
As you head out, you go into town.
I go into town looking completely different.
Nope,
I'm kidding.
nope. You go
Oh, I
into
just.
you go into town transformed by the knowledge you have acquired. When you do so, the note directs you to go south of the town for about 3 miles.
Okay. Well, that's what I'm gonna do then.
Well, you head south.
I'm
You head south.
I'm trusting people. What
You
can
are.
happen?
You head down there and you get lost in the woods and side roads for approximately 3 days.
Oh,
All right. So hold that thought.
Okay.
Hirani,
mm,
let's talk about you. What are you doing right now?
um, I picked some flowers.
Okay.
Just making a flower arrangement.
Um, you walk over to the flowers, but give me an
I've already
arcade.
been and gone.
Okay, hold that thought for a moment. Like, you don't get to do that. This isn't. I'm not gonna be shady. Just don't make me say things I don't need to. Um, when you go to pick the flowers, give me an Arcana check.
Okay. Shoot. Ah, c'est clair.
There's nothing unusual about this particular flower. Give me a D100, please. As you are picking the flowers, you see. Hold on for a moment here. Let me make sure I'm doing this correctly. As you prepare to pick the flowers, you see this for a split second, and then you come back here.
No, oh my. That was quite a strange occurrence.
Almost strange. You've had these kind of, you're not quite sure what they are, for roughly a month now.
Hmm. I am receiving divine visions,
Indeed, you are.
but I do not know what they mean.
So, what would you like to do from here? The building in front of you is the church that you happen to um, be parson in. You happen to work here as such. There is a smaller cottage outside in the front area, wherein you actually live. There is a parsonage there.
I'm going to grab a loaf of bread, and then I'm going to go down to the poor section of the town, and I'm going to feed the poor kitties.
Okay,
Aw.
so you go here. Here in this area, it's a very simple area that you are in. Let me place you there for a moment, Mr. Clarence. Here you are. Your parsonage, where you live and would be getting the bread from, is right over here. Give me a perception check.
Perception.
The flowers
Alright, I'm back.
The flowers near your parsonage are absolutely radiant.
Hmm. I pick some of them.
Give me an Arcana check, please. Okay, give me a D100. You see this for a split second, and when you come to, oh, sorry, wrong person. Oh, wrong person.
Yep, I was like, what is happening to me?
You see this for a moment, and then when you see that for a moment, you are immediately found back here. When you come back here, you are 10 feet away from the flowers. And
I
with
fall to my knees in shock. Put
give
my hand to my head.
give me a history check.
I'm not good with intelligence things.
Okay, give me a moment and I will I'm gonna pass that up. Give me a moment here and let me do this. Um, let's see what you are working with here. Oh, is that right? Okay. Give me an insight check, please. You hear a voice say to you,
Before I was like level 7.
the life here has been given for you to care for and to guard, not to pluck carelessly.
Oh, I went 35 and 1.
I say, I beg your forgiveness, but I do not pluck carelessly. I pluck care.
He did die.
Every plant requires, well, some grooming.
Some pruning, yes, but do be careful. The flowers which you see are not just any flowers, just as lives are not any lives. For example, the poor that you are tending to, no?
But of course, all
So,
the children shall someday become men and women, and they will shape the future.
you are more right than you know. Or at least that's the feeling that you get. If you are going
Have
to,
the children come scuttling by?
you don't hear anything right away, but you do make your way to town. You end up here.
Ah,
Um, give me a constitution or give me a survival check if you have those, Miss Myrtle.
constitutional what? Oh,
No,
Myrtle. Of course you named her Myrtle.
you're welcome. You are welcome. Mm, let me see what you got here. Just give me a general constitution check, Myrtle.
I'm sorry, Constitution check?
Yep,
Check or save?
just a check. You managed to make it through 3 days in the woods as if it is nothing. That military training that you may have received, or at the very least, that which is one of your profession, has made sure that you are able to see through to the toughest things. Nothing more than the stations of the cross will conquer you this day. You have successfully made it back to town. and relatively unharmed.
Wonderful. I'm gonna find myself a second opinion. I am knocking on this door.
Cracks knuckles. Don't mess with my friends.
Um, can I help you?
Yes, I'm new to town. I'm a traveler, and I'm looking for a man named Arthur. Would you perhaps know him?
Um, Mr. Arthur, can you please roll me a perception check?
I already did it. I didn't hear shit.
Um, okay, so, um, sorry, whom are you asking for?
Arthur? I think he's a resident here.
Give me a D100, or actually, no, I'll do that. I should not ask you to do that. Give me one moment. Um, that name sounds vaguely familiar. You must mean the parson, right?
The what? Sorry?
The parson? He studies you
Yes.
quizzically as you are wearing the robes of your profession, which he understands to be related to the church, so doesn't understand why you don't know what the word parson means.
I literally just could not hear you, but
Oh,
okay.
okay. If you okay, parson. If you're looking for him, he today or most days you can probably catch him around town. He's usually going about and feeding the poor and speaking to the people about, well, the Lord, for lack of a better term. Not necessarily something I subscribe
As
to,
he
but
should. Well,
you didn't hear me. You didn't hear me say that. But he should be around here somewhere. If not, his parsonage is at the north end of town, just over there, and he gestures in this general direction.
she gives a curtsy and says, "Thank you."
You are most welcome. Is there any other way I can be of help?
I don't believe so. She
And you might be
actually
able to
hands
steal.
out um uh, she hands out him a gold piece or the equivalent of it, so a pound.
He looks suspicious. He says, "Thank you, but no thank you. That's fine."
All right.
So what do you
Well,
do?
I head to the north of town, and I'm gonna make an investigation check to see if I can spot him along the way.
Okay. Um, let me see what you got there. Let's see if we can get you that whole thing. Oh yeah. You're investigating this, and you see a person who looks every bit of a monk right over here.
Everywhere? No. Lol. Excuse me.
Yes, my dear.
Um, are you the one known as Arthur, by chance?
Yes, I am as Arthur, though most call me Parson.
Well, Parson, I have traveled a decent ways, although I do think we should probably speak in private.
Oh, the Lord has all my
'tis not the Lord that I fear that could overhear us. I would not want this town to run in chaos about rumors and suspicions that have spread their ways all the way to the main church.
Um, give
All
me
right.
either. Let me see. Actually, for you, give me an insight check, please.
Who, me?
Um, as she speaks, you are aware that among the townspeople there have been speakings of some rather strange and very harsh methods that the church has been undergoing in recent times, wherein if they find someone that they deem to be sent straight from hell because they are demonstrating weird and inhuman powers, they are summarily taken to the square of their village or town and, in most cases, are burned alive at the stake. And in some cases, their whole families. Mostly to apparently prevent the spreading of evil in the world.
Come now, child. All here know of the room.
Well then, would you have any chance to know if they are true?
What do you mean? I have not seen such people, nor would I condemn them. The Lord made them as they are.
So,
Men are fools to judge.
you're not wrong. Either
Um,
one way or
Claire,
another.
give me a. You are going to need to give me a will save. Okay. Well, while you have varying feelings about the topic, the rules are the rules, and you have a job to do. I will leave things at that because of your job description, which the parson is not yet aware of.
Mm-hmm.
Nidbins, give me a
Hmm.
perception check. On her clothing, you notice that there is a there's a special weaving of the cloth of a particular pattern. That pattern for you lets you know that she is a person that the church sends to the more distant towns in order to keep things on the up and up, as it were. She also is in a position of authority to bring potentially grave consequences were things to be found in disarray.
Ah, so you are an executioner and a judger.
My job is my job, whether I like it or not.
Hmm. Church is a sad state.
We can agree there. But
I'm gonna need y'all not to be on like low key shady today, please. Again, please do not do
it's
this.
better it's better to change it from the inside out than to completely dismantle it. Would you not agree on that?
Hmm. Does one enter a den of evil and return unscathed? I forget
No,
who it was who
but
spoke of the abyss, but
They, I don't.
eventually,
Would they have written that at this point in time? I'm not sure that they would have.
not a clue.
if not, Nins is gonna be the one who writes it.
Nins, the reference that you would want to make here for the time period that would have been relevant would have been Dante's Inferno.
Oh yeah.
Also, I'm going to. You guys continue talking. I'm just going to slip a little thing right in over here.
Dante plunged
Um,
into the abyss and did not return.
Um,
yes, well,
while you two are talking, Miss Edna, it is currently the end of your working shift, and you are free, at least for a few hours before the night rolls in, to wander about the town, talk to the people, look for supplies, or whatever else you would like to do to occupy a bit of free time. What would you care to do?
Oh, there I am. Oh shit. Oh, hang out by the flowers.
Okay, when you get to the flowers, roll me Arcana. Oh, hold on for a moment. Let me correct that. Thank you.
Man.
Okay, so with that Arcana check, please make me a will save.
Look, guys. Will save. What?
Or,
That's a
well,
will save, right?
actually, not a will save. Let me have you do. Let me do this right quick. Oh, um, oh,
The fuck?
Claire
Man.
and Ninbins,
uh,
give me a
Mm-hmm.
perception check. In an
boop.
Ninbins, you see as you are talking to um, I called you Ninbins and I shouldn't, Mr. Arthur. As you are looking and talking to Myrtle, you see a bright red flash come through the tavern window.
Mm,
I'm dead. Not the big fat.
Um,
Edna, you are currently glowing a rather bright red.
Well,
This is not the first time that you have seen that. This is probably the. Give me a d4, please. This is the first time that it has occurred this month. It has occurred once every 3 months.
she just sits down. If it's something normal, she's not gonna bother with it.
it's not normal. Nobody else is glowing red.
I don't give a fuck. It's normal for me. She's just gonna sit down. She's like, well, I don't give a fuck anymore. Maybe I'm just too goddamn drunk. She also smokes her pipe.
You have a pipe? Oh, you're one of those ladies. You don't.
Did
You
you not
work
look
at.
at the picture?
You work at a. You work at a tavern, not a brothel. But okay. So
I can still smoke if I'd like.
with the snaps and everything, with all the fiercest round. Um, Bin Bins, what would you like to do?
Mm-hmm.
How would you like to carry on your conversation here? Because you definitely
So,
noticed that.
what was it that you needed from me in particular, man?
well, I was sent here to talk to you directly to see if you've noticed anything. Otherwise,
Have you noticed
I will make
anything?
a short investigation of the town. Beyond that,
Well, should you find anything, please let me know. I am always worried about my flock, which is very hard to keep people honest.
yes. Speaking of honesty, I do have a person I need to talk to. Thank you for your time, Parson.
Fight me.
Of course.
Give me a perception check as you turn toward the tavern.
Oh, she gonna fight you?
Eh.
You see the faint glimmering embers of a red glow coming from the tavern. For all you know, they could just be carousing, but it's unusual to see a fire at this time of the day.
Alright. Squints at it and heads towards the door.
Okay, you
I
had you had.
follow along
Oh, like why? Like why are you doing this? Why? Why?
because I don't want anything to happen without me there.
Because I want the tea, bitch. That's why. So that's you step in.
Holy shit! This is
What?
a great buy, Sean.
You are so welcome. You are so welcome. So let me actually put both of you in here very quick. You, Miss Myrtle.
Is this the kids' table? Question mark.
No, just something to like. These tables are meant to be different sizes.
Are the
That's obviously for dwarves.
These are less like the size of the people sitting at the table and more like how many people can sit at the table. Um,
So many.
so from here, you come into the tavern and you notice that there are people bustling about. There is a person on stage who is singing a tune to keep everyone in good spirits and merry. But here at the tavern, not a whole lot going on.
Feels like 15.
Except for, let me see who I want to put here because I didn't come up with an NPC to replace this person. You get that person. There is that person manning the tavern right now.
Okie doke. Alright.
Ha!
Yeah. Alright. Anyways, I am going to look for the last who purposely misdirected me. Now that I know that the Parsons place was north and lived in town.
I am
These are some big ass chairs, though.
I guess this is the normal table, and we just have a lot of giants that like to come in here.
This is the Giants table.
It's a table for fat people.
These are all peasants. They're not fat. Anyways,
Do I feel anything with this glow, by the way?
Um, you feel warm.
Okay. I
The,
like that.
the flowers
Are there
near,
embers coming off of me?
no, they're not, but the flowers near you open up.
Hmm. I'm gonna touch it.
They bend in your direction, every single one of them, within 5 feet of you.
Whoa. I am the sun.
Um,
Is there? How did it turn off before the like the last 3 months? How did it turn off? Did it just wear out?
yep, it slowly fades.
Thank goodness.
You find yourself calm and you just wait for it to pass, and about 10 minutes later, it does. So far, you have had the wonderful
It's
fortune of not drawing attention to yourself when that happens.
Spoiler
Of not what?
Somehow, you have had the wonderful fortune of not drawing attention to yourself when it happens. Um, yes, Miss Myrtle.
excuse me, barkeep. If I may ask,
Yes.
do you happen to know where your what's the word? Compatriot glass who also mans the bar from time to time might be?
Well, I happen to know a lot of people who come through this bar, including my compatriot, so probably.
One that would have specifically had the afternoon shift 3 days ago.
Is this something you really expect me to remember at this time of the day?
Yes?
I see. Well, no. And he continues cleaning a glass.
Got my back.
Yep, done our shit.
She leans on the counter. Please. We don't need lies here. Tell me where your
He
compatriot is.
he leans forward and says, I don't get paid enough to lie. I also don't get paid enough to talk to people who are not purchasing beverages. If you are not making a purchase, or if you do not have a question I can actually provide a response to, I'm going to have to ask you to step aside from the bar so that I can talk to the patrons behind you.
I put two coins on the
Me.
table and I say, "Can I have some more milk?"
Oh, whoa. Hello there, Father Clarence. You have no need for that. You can have this. And he hands you a glass of warm milk. He
I thank you very much.
he looks
Please.
he looks at this lady strangely and goes, "Is she with you or something?"
She is sent from the church. In a manner of speaking, yes, with me.
He rolls his eyes for what seems 3 eternities and goes, "I see. Well, if Edna happens to make her way back this way, I will ask her to come by and find you. She's on her break at the moment. You might want to have a seat over there." He gestures to this particular table
Which one?
here at this corner of the room.
Thank you very much, Bart.
One more.
Myrtle puts a oh,
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Myrtle puts a pound on the counter and says, "Lord, have mercy on your soul."
I hardly imagine he would need it, and I would much rather him not cause a disturbance at this bar. Have a good evening.
Um, the Lord has blessed her coffers.
He
If only he were quite so generous to me and mine.
he looks at you like the barkeep looks at you, and then nods his head toward the pound on the counter.
I say no, I cannot take what another has given. But I thank you very much, and I shall pray for you specifically, my young man.
Oh, hey, When you get a moment, you might want to come by the house and see about Father. He's not been well lately.
Oh, my.
It seems like it's a small fever of some kind, but you know how Mother worries.
I will come by and I will see if anything can be done. And if not, then I will offer him prayers to satiate your mother.
Well, you know, doing what can be done and no more, right?
Of course. We all must do our best, or at the very least try.
Which
Thank you
reminds
again, my
me,
son.
where
Hmm?
is that girl? She should be here by now.
No doubt looking at the flowers. They were quite beautiful.
Edna, what are
Here,
you doing
have a
right
small
now?
bouquet. I picked them.
Do you give him a bouquet of flowers?
Mm-hmm. Because I've
Oh,
just been carrying a basket full of flowers. Put them in a vase or something. It might spruce the place up a little.
I have just the place for these.
Wonderful.
Hmm?
So Sean.
One moment. Hi, you.
What's up?
Did you have an okay day? Okay, cool.
How about you?
It was a good day.
Looks like you're doing some virtual D&D and
I am.
D&D and of the
Oh,
personal life sorts.
oh no, this is the yeah. We're just this one's having fun. There are things happening, and we're gonna see how far everyone gets before we get to the end today. This should be fun, and then I will have to tell you the story about these things. But back to D&D.
Oh, do you think?
All right, I'll talk to you in a bit.
Us.
Um, Edna, what are you doing right now?
Do I still am I is my break almost over? I'm
Um,
assuming it is.
you're outside and you see the sun arcing across the sky. It is getting to the part of the evening when people start showing up and rabble rousing, and you do want to try to be ahead of that crowd before they get here.
Okay. Did I get a flower at least?
That's up to you. You're still outside.
Yeah, I want. Well, I didn't know if I grabbed one when I before I started flaming red. Um, she does want to pick one.
Okay. You pick one.
Alright, she's putting it in her behind her ear.
Um, I will provide you one special note about
Dang.
that if I can find it. Give me one moment. The flower that you pick is a lily.
Fucking love lilies.
Okay, so
Definitely putting them behind
when you come inside, you enter through a rear door. Hold on for a moment while I actually take the time to create this door. Put that door here. Um, when you come into the building, Miss Edna, please give me a perception check at advantage.
Oh, I remember that when that happened. That happened like what 4 years ago?
Something like that.
Across the room, you observe this person
It's
right
like
over here.
ancient and new.
I'm not in that map if you're pinging.
Um, you most certainly are not on that map, are you? Let me fix that for you. One moment, please.
Thank you. Now I saw the ping.
Why?
I noticed a certain lady.
She looks familiar to you, but you can't quite place her at the moment. You also see your compatriot and temporary leaf while you were on break here at the bar. He walks over to you. Hey Edna, Some lady down here happens to be on the lookout for you. You may want to talk to her. She's over there with the parson.
Of course.
Oh,
A most pleasant character, that one.
Seems like it from this far. I seem to recognize her. Hopefully that's not a bad thing.
Hopefully, that will not be the sign of misfortune. And no, we do not entertain trouble and rabble rousing here.
Ah, yes. Sees to the customers, and I'll be back shortly to help.
He continues talking to people at the bar. Um, you also notice that at the end of the bar is a fresh pot of flowers.
Aw.
That fresh pot of flowers, per your notice, by the way, are a set of orchids.
Nice. I'll ask him about that later. Gotta get my business done. She walks over to the table with the two and says, "It's evening, right?"
Yep, it's evening.
Okay. Give me 1 second. Good evening, Father Arthur, and hello, milady. I heard that you were looking for me.
Yes. Do sit down.
Did you just ask her to sit down?
Yep, she did.
Okay. I'm afraid I don't have that much time. The rush is about to come in, and as much as I love Father Arthur's company, I don't seem to have the luxury to stay here. I presume those are your flowers that you brought in, Father?
Of course.
Always such a pleasure to have you here. I'm glad you found your. She kind of rolls her eyes and looks at the girl and says, "Friend, do be weary though."
Well, my child.
I just smile.
It is not wise to lie to people at church.
As it is not wise for you to have a cloud of death behind you, I don't find it fun. I don't find it pleasing to have a friend of mine die.
I love how the music always ends when this stuff happens.
I'm such a badass.
Now, if you'll excuse me.
Before she leaves, she just sits there. I have killed nobody. I have simply wished to talk to the parson and check up on the town.
She looks at you and she says, "I didn't state that you killed anyone, nor do I think you will. But, you can say I have a sixth sense for when bad things happen, and you seem to have a rain of clouds around you. And so help me if this person dies, I will hunt you down, regardless if it takes my life or not."
Hmm.
Now, my dears. There's no reason to there's no reason to threaten each other with death and destruction.
She bows her head to the father and says, "I do apologize, but you know how I am of you, and only of my customers that pay well."
Understandable. Perhaps perhaps you should relieve your compatriot at the bar.
He seems
While the lady and I see about retrieving her some lodging.
she kind of.
um, Nins, you also happen to know, as a staple of the community who often to come here, that this
As
is,
I what?
as a staple of the community that you are currently in, that there is in this bottom floor is a tavern. This building has two floors, and the top floor is in fact an inn.
So I turn back to the lady and I ask, my dear, would do you wish to stay here the night, or would you like to share what small room I have in my past?
I do not wish to impede on your, well, privacy. Carson, I will stay here for the night.
Very well. I will stop by in the morning to see how your rest went.
Lord
Do
have
behave
mercy.
yourselves, ladies.
Of course, father.
But of course, what else would we do?
I have a sick man to see and his wife to what's the word now?
Console.
Console, indeed.
Yeah.
Well, good luck to
I
you, father.
I drink the last of my milk and I take it back bar. I put it on the bar. Then I leave.
All right. You, Mr. Arthur, find yourself back here in the town area, and the house that you're going to, if you want to do that for accuracy, would be right over here.
Oh, cool.
All right, ladies, what do you want to do?
Um, my character's just gonna kind of glare at the other girl and say, "Please don't bring your whatever it is that's lying behind you into my inn. Leave whatever death you have at the door." And then she walks off.
Oh my god.
Can I attempt to jump over the thing? I want to be a badass.
Give me an acrobatics check.
Yes. I'm gonna fail it.
Please.
Oh,
No,
nope.
damn it.
You manage to leap over the counter with the grace of a gazelle, and you barely even ruffle your dress in the process. You also manage to pin your flower into your hair while doing so.
Hey, like a boss.
Um, Claire or Myrtle, what will you be doing?
Oh, glorify.
Actually, I'm gonna stay up like super late and just sit at the table and stare out the window, keeping my eyes open.
All right. Not a single unusual thing happens, just people being loud and carousing. Can you give me a D100, please? And also, do you decide to have anything to drink?
Nah, just water.
Okay. Okay. Well, you pass the entire time. You are awake the entire time. Nothing untoward happens to you whatsoever.
Okay.
This town is as mundane can be, and why the heck did they send you all the way up here? Nins, what are you doing? Father Clarence.
I'm visiting this house.
Okay. Um, Give me a. Mm, because you decided to be this person. I need you to make better decisions about who you want to be in life, please. All right, cool. Give me a medicine check.
Medicine.
Yep, you go over there. You realize that he's basically having a stomach ache because he has ulcers.
Ah. I say, am I the village healer as well?
I'm not decapitated.
Well, I mean, you are a parson that is among your services. You are the person that
Ah.
people talk to for medicines in addition to everything else.
What do I need to make him some tea? A tincture
Francis, you can
to help
still
deal
go
with
on.
his pains.
Um, Just herbs and plants that you can find in that you can pretty easily find in the area.
Pardon?
Just herbs and plants that you can easily find in the area. You probably have some in a bag that you
Yeah,
normally have on you.
I say this tincture should help you with your
Yeah,
ulcers.
no thanks. Nope.
Hopefully,
Um,
someone will make a medical jump in the near future to help us get rid of them.
his wife is
Did you see
dramatic with
all
appreciation,
those
and he
bacteria
simply nods and
in his
thanks you for taking the time to come in and see him.
kidneys?
He also says you really didn't have to do that, but I imagine that my bullheaded son made you come here anyway, so I thank you.
Your son cares for you. Simply wants the best.
He smiles. He's a good kid.
Guy. Uh, uh,
So, then what do you do, Mr. Clarence?
I Oh, I make sure to leave the wife some flowers.
Mhm.
Okay. You leave her a number of plants, um, but among them, an orchid.
Ah,
Now,
I
what do you do?
leave.
Okay.
I leave and I return. I return to my parsonage, tend to my nightly ritual.
Okay. You are going to be here. Your parsonage will be right here. Edna and Myrtle,
Edna mode.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, darling.
what are you doing?
I. What time is it? Actually.
It is late evening. By your ability to perceive, it should easily be after the
oh,
midnight
okay.
hour, and no one in your position would be awake during what most people consider the witching hours.
All right.
Yes, people in 16th century Victoria are highly
You're
superstitious.
more of a party.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, I would then get ready for bed and go to sleep.
All right. Um, and Edna, what will you do with the remainder of your evening?
Is it still busy at the bar and stuff?
Relatively until around midnight, and then the bar starts slowing down as
Okay.
people start shuffling out because it shall soon be the witching hour, and no one is out after that.
Well, she is gonna clean up her place,
Mhm.
make everything ready for the morning. She doesn't too terribly care about the witching hour, but she is still kind of like, I don't want to be awake during that in case some shit really does go down. And then she's gonna go to bed, or at least walk to her room.
You do so. You have a sleeping quarters area downstairs in this tavern. That's apart from the inn.
Okay, she's gonna go to bed then.
Okay. So you and your compatriot lock up the tavern and pass the night, and it is now the next day. Um, Myrtle,
Mm-hmm.
it is now approximately 7 o'clock in the morning, and I imagine that you will perform your normal rituals as a person of your kind would tend to do. What do you do after that?
I get some breakfast.
Okay, you head downstairs. Edna, it is time for you to get up and get things ready because, in addition to other things that people come to the tavern
Okay,
for,
I'm
they
gonna
do
go up
they
and
do
get
come for
things.
food.
All right. Am I making the breakfast?
Probably you'll make whatever people ask for. It's not like you
Can I
pre-cook
do
these
a
things.
can I do a performance check to see if I make a boss ass breakfast for everyone?
Um, you can do a perform check if anyone asks you for a breakfast.
Okay. Is anyone asking me for food yet? Does anyone?
Myrtle, you do make it downstairs. There is your
Yep.
best friend here at the counter.
I come up to the counter. If I can find my food.
Good morning, my dear.
Good morning. I was wondering if you serve breakfast around here?
We do. What would you like?
Whatever you're best at making, my dear. I'll pay for whatever ingredients you need.
All right, I'm making a performance check. Please be boss. Yes.
She tells you that she will be right back. Roll me a will save, Miss Myrtle.
Oh,
You
that's
manage to gather your wits about you before you start salivating and growling like
Yeah,
a
what's
feral
up?
animal. Before she comes out with what might be the best smelling breakfast for a rural area you have ever smelled, and you are now wondering why they don't have this kind of thing in the city where you are from.
Well, thank you, my dear. It truly smells absolutely amazing.
not a problem. I do what I can for the people in this village. Like I said last night, the people who pay me good and the people I see fit, I make sure to take care of. Even if you do tend to piss me off, it doesn't mean I can't take care of you.
10 2, you just met her. Like the day before. What? Like you met her, sent her into the woods for 3 days, and then she
Yep.
came back.
Yep. It's because she got that clout. I don't trust that bitch, but don't mean I can't treat her right.
I suppose that's fair. And that and with that, Claire, you can take a certain sense of pride that at the very least the church is doing its job, if nothing else, through this person who seems to have instilled the idea of people doing the right things, even if they are for people that they might not necessarily like.
You're welcome.
Mr. Parson, what will you do?
I will have my small breakfast of porridge and bread,
You come into this tavern and let me make you a breakfast.
and I will sip some of my honey sweetened water.
Oh no, you actually have, well,
That one.
you have
Apparently
trees, and like those trees aren't decorative. You have trees.
dropped.
Oh, and then I suppose I'll have a slice of fruit.
Um, okay. If you're talking about fruit, well, then you have to go into the garden to go and retrieve that. So we will
Uh,
place you here. What tree
Nope.
do you decide to get the fruit from?
I think we will go to this one.
Okay, that tree has lemons.
Wonderful. Some lemon and honey in my water.
In order to increase my metabolism because it's a superfood. Hashtag natty gains.
Hmm? These flowers are really pretty. Nice pot.
Um, the parson placed them there.
I know. They're really pretty though. I'm also complimenting your mapping. I like how you did that. Nice little footnote. Thanks.
Well, thank you. Thank you so very much. So you managed to pull some of the fruit from this tree,
Is it
and
so
you go
far?
and you review your notes for the day. Give me an actual D100 for your character, please. Mr. Clarence.
Hmm?
Master Clarence, please give me a
Yay?
D100.
A D100, you say?
You come across in your parsonage an old journal in a corner of the room um, that you have come by from time to time, as many people have lived in that parsonage.
Hmm. I pick it up.
Okay.
I I find that picking up something from old parsons and perhaps people who lived there before them to be an interesting passage of time to see how people lived before me and how they performed
Do you decide
and whatnot.
to decide to read the book?
Of course, I read the book.
Okay. Well, when you pick up the book, one of the things that you find out is that some of the people who have lived here for a very long time and have had families who have also lived here for a very long time being in a rural area. They never decided to build a modern church here because for some reason, everyone that they tried to build somehow got destroyed by things that would normally be described as an act of God.
Sorry, can you say that again?
They would be destroyed by things that would normally be considered to be an act of God.
You cut out.
I always do.
At the most inappropriate times.
I said every single thing that they have tried to build, wherever the more modern churches have tried to build in this land, has been destroyed by something that would normally be considered to be an act of God.
Ah.
You also find out that the garden that you have has been tended by every single parson here. They were visited by, similar to your own experience, they were visited by an angel just after stepping into this area where they took a parsonage and were given charge of the garden.
Hmm.
Other things are just writings of thankfulness and gratitude to God for the peace of this town, prayers for the people in it, and especially for this garden, which they say brings them an unspeakable sense of peace. It's as if I am being transported into another world simply by being there.
Does he make mention of religious figures?
He makes mentions of things like Saint Francis of Assisi or Pliny, Aquinas, um, and a few notable others, most of their names having been lost to history except for oral history.
It some very interesting stuff in this book. Did he explain how he got there?
How he got to the, how he got where?
To the other place.
Oh, to the other. They said it was as if they had been to another world. They don't mention anything about traveling anywhere. They do say that the angel that they were visited from was a being of radiant golden light, of which they have never seen the like.
Hmm. Interesting. People were visited by angels. Or at least this person was.
No, each of the other Parsons, this is a journal that has notes from multiple Parsons, and that particular experience happens to be one of the few that they all have in common.
Mandated by God himself to be here. I knew this village was special.
Indeed, you could not be more sure of your purpose if you wanted to be. Edna and Myrtle, what are you doing?
I am going to go out on town, look for suspicious activity, and maybe talk to some of the local residents. Like,
Wait, what?
nothing.
No, seriously, what did you say?
Well, I said I was going out into town to look for suspicious activity and talk to some of the townsfolk.
You talked to the townsfolk? And you don't see anything suspicious among the townfolk. Um, actually, I'll go ahead and say that part out loud. Edna, give me Arcana, please.
That's acrobatics. That's not what I meant to do.
Ooh, give me a D100, please.
Oh, not again. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do.
You know, um, Claire, give me perception, please.
Perception. My perception sucks.
Perception.
But
What
I
perception?
rolled a 14.
So, with that 15, it is unseasonably hot today. You also notice, actually, I need to see which way in town you are pointed. That's kind of important here. So I'm going to take your character and I'm going to put you here. And I need you to I need you to put yourself on the map where you actually intend to be.
Probably in this area.
Okay.
Carson, sorry. Didn't
Okay.
mean to step on your toes.
Nope, not at all. He'd be just fine. Um, you see a flash of bright red appear behind you for a split second.
Nice. Squint. And go about searching for stuff.
Edna,
Uh-huh.
guess what you're doing right now?
Am I glowing red?
Mm-hmm.
Emmy's kind of fed up with this shit, but she's gonna go behind these two and just hot hug her knees.
Unfortunately for you, some give me a perception check.
Can I do a stealth too? No one will see me.
Unfortunately, you don't get a stealth for that. You do get a very good perception though. If you want to do a, I'll let you roll a stealth if you want to roll one, and that I'll tell you where you can use it. Okay, you'll be able to use that for later for a different thing. Um, you see three people make a beeline out of the bar.
She's just gonna lock herself in her room.
Okay, then that's what we will look. That's what we will do with that. Um, Claire, there is a person um, walking towards you from the bar.
Hmm. That person is. Oh, wait. Right. Right. This guy in modern clothing.
Listen, don't come for me right now. Turn that GPS off and turn right back around. Get out of here. Um, this person seems to be making a beeline for you specifically. Like they are not even making a single misstep in heading your direction.
I partially prepare myself just in case this becomes a hostile situation.
I think I have seen. Well, actually, when he gets to you, you see him hesitate for a
Mm-hmm.
moment, and then he heads straight north and off the map.
She squints and follows.
Ninbins, you see, um, here, let me find it right quick. You see this person wandering through your trees and making a beeline toward the sanctuary. They are inside and currently calling for you. You can hear them because you were in the garden at the time, but had walked out to the parsonage since then.
Ah, you, sir, man in the strange clothing.
Well, strange, yes, but not quite as strange as what I've just witnessed, and I thought I'd want to talk to you about it first before talking to anyone else.
Oh boy.
Oh,
I saw something strange. There was a flash of red light, and it happened inside the tavern in the middle of the day, where that doesn't normally happen. I'm concerned that there's something terribly amiss because after seeing that flash of light, when I looked at the bar girl, she was glowing red. I don't know her name, but I know that she's been here for a while. Do you
did
think?
anyone else see this?
I'm sure a couple of us saw it, yeah?
All right. I shall go and see about what is happening.
Um, one moment, please. Miss Myrtle, you have followed this person, and give me a stealth check, please.
Why would I give you a stealth check?
Well, let me ask you this question: did you want this person you're following to know that you're following them?
Yeah, I don't mind.
Okay. Well, this is where he is.
Hmm? Sorry? Happening?
There is a um, the person you're talking to indicates that there's someone walking up behind you.
Oh, hello.
Good day to you, person and citizen.
I will be taking my leave. Be careful, person.
Of?
I wish I knew.
Strange man, that one.
Yes. Very strange. It was almost as if he was going to tell me something, but rather he came to you instead. Is something going on?
Uh, Apparently, some people are having problems with their eyes.
With their eyes?
Yes, possibly some sort of allergy.
Oh dear. Well, the flowers have been blooming quite well, I have noticed.
Yes, they've come out very beautiful this year.
Um, roll me a perception check, Myrtle.
Emmy, stop.
Hmm?
Damn.
Roll me an insight.
Oh.
For some unusual reason, every single flower in this space is a daisy.
She turns to the person. Are these daisies of your own doing, or by chance are they natural?
Well, I didn't know what seeds I was planting when I planted them. I simply hope that the flowers they become a beautiful. The Lord has blessed me with a blanket of daisies.
Yes, he
Nins.
has.
I'm
Well,
sorry, Mr. Arthur.
Hmm.
These flowers for you are orchids.
Ah,
Well, some of them are daisies, but most of them are orchids. You also have a number of other flowers which I can share a list with, um, share a list of for you. But they are all a bunch of different flowers and not just one particular one.
you say you are seeing daisies?
mm-hmm.
I go over to the small bush here, and I point to a daisy,
Okay.
and I say, "This is a daisy." And
Give
then
me
I
a.
point to an orchid, and then I say, "That is an orchid."
Hmm? Do I see an orchid?
You do not. They are all daisies, every single one of them. Also, roll me a
Okay.
d, roll me a d100. Okay. You don't notice anything other than that. Just daisies
Yeah.
everywhere, and just daisies.
She has a slightly quizzical look on her face and then shrugs. Maybe I just don't know my flowers all that well. Anyhow, I believe that you were needing to go somewhere. You mind if I tag along?
Not at all. I'm heading to the inn.
Wonderful.
When
I
you Claire, sorry, Myrtle, when you close your eyes and open them again, all of the flowers look different in the way that Arthur has described to you.
hmm. um she then anyways, back to my dialogue. Wonderful. It would be quite wonderful to get out of this exhausting heat.
It
Of
is.
course.
Give me a perception check, please.
Is it now going to be incredibly cold?
Not incredibly cold, but the temperature is normal for this time of the year and season.
The temperature is what?
it is normal for the time of the year and season that you were in, as opposed to unusually warm.
I also wear a dress with armor underneath. Every day is a hot day for me.
I mean, not hotter than the people who are in hell right now, am I right? Anyway, there you go. There you go. You guys are both going to the inn? You both head over to town. You are at the northern end of the map. Right here. What do you do?
I'm following the boss and wherever he may go.
Emmy, stop.
I come to check on this house first.
Which one?
This one.
Um, Give me a moment here. Um, well, seem to have been taken well, and everyone is safe and sound. Hale and hearty, even.
Wonderful.
All right, so um, Miss Myrtle, the parson seems to have made his round at that particular house, and he's off doing things.
She just sits outside of the houses while he goes in.
Oh well, I mean, he's gone to the inn. Like he just left and went to
Oh,
the inn.
I follow.
Just like, duh, God.
God.
All right. Oh, I should give Nin's character in here, I suppose.
Maybe.
Young man walks through the forest.
Mr. Ninbin's Miss Claire. All right, and Miss.
Edna's up in her room, isn't she?
Yeah.
No, actually.
Oh.
She is. You don't know where. You're just here, and she is not
I
here.
mean, I don't know where. I don't know where. I know that
Like
it's
this
just
is.
that she's there.
Yeah, like this is where you would expect her to be. Yes.
So who's there in her place?
No one right now because she's the only person who works at this time of the day.
Dear God.
Oh, 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 oh.
Things are
Um,
happening.
Edna, what are you doing?
No, that
Uh,
wasn't me.
where am I?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Oh, okay. Am I still glowing?
Yes.
I'm just fucking
Un-
staying in my room.
Unlike the previous times where that has eventually gone away, this time it seems to
Emmy,
linger.
stop. All right, can I make a request to sing a song and try to calm myself down?
You are welcome to.
Okay, that's the song I'm singing. And I'm singing that song to try to calm down. And I'm gonna stay in my room until I stop glowing. Because I don't
Okay,
want people to
let's see
go
what this
away.
is.
Hunting low, he heard a young girl sing and followed the sound below.
Um, Roll me an Arcana check, please. Oh, actually, yeah, roll me an Arcana check. Mmm. Mmm. Mm, well, luckily for you, the effect eventually dissipates. Um, Mr. Parson and um,
Mm.
Miss Inquisitor, you realize in the room that the temperature in the tavern is significantly warmer than it should be, but it is decreasing by the moment toward a normal temperature.
Hmm. I asked at the bar where Edna is.
Pardon?
I asked at the bar where Edna is.
No one seems to know where she went. She was here, and then that some crazy thing happened, some of which people paid attention to, and some of which they didn't. And she has not been here since then.
Um, do I know where she stays?
She lives here in the tavern, in a particular room that they have for people like her.
Um, I go down to the workers' quarters.
Can I have a
Um,
performance check? Here's my awesome singing. Just kidding.
yeah, go ahead, do it.
Oh, sweet hype. Hey.
You hear someone, um, Mr. Parson, you hear this particular song wafting down the hallways in the worker quarters.
Pardon?
There's a DM you have.
Listen, I can just sing it if you want me to.
Well, okay, sure. Let's, something, let's just go ahead and RP this one to the hilt. Do it.
Wait, you wanted me to go ahead and just sing it?
Yeah, just go ahead and sing it until I interrupt you.
Forest, his quiver hunting bow. He heard a young girl sing and felt the sound below.
Nins, give me a perception check, please.
Lives in the willow. He calls her as she listens. Where does she
Perception.
You be singing with me.
I am.
You hear the song, and you hear the song, a song coming from down the hall, and you also see a fading red glow where the song is coming from, and you start to sing along. Um, Miss Edna, can you please also give me a perception check?
Can I please?
Coat of green.
What did you say, hun?
Perception check.
Perception. Perception.
Of
You,
beauty.
you two, not only hear each other, but you manage to make a
Jane.
duet out of it.
Hey! See, this is why he's my friend. This is why I threatened that girl.
Edna, my dear.
She immediately stops and says, "Yes, father."
Is
Wow, the
okay.
levels. Jeez.
What?
Levels, you did this to me, Sean.
Continue.
Oh shit.
is is are you all right?
Um, Nins, you are currently glowing a golden color.
Hmm.
I
Very disconcerting. Who's around me?
Edna, as far as you know.
All right. I look around.
Um, most of the doors are closed and the hallways are clear at the moment.
I say, Edna, perchance would you mind letting me in?
she kind of hesitates and then opens the door.
Help!
Before you stands a man of God, pure as any as you have ever seen. He glows like an angel. In fact,
And I'm not.
it's almost like you, except that it's a different color.
So I'm not glowing anymore though, or am I glowing?
You are glowing a little bit less brightly than he is right now, and just as you were about to be normal,
She looks at.
just as you were about to be normal, it has kind of roared back to life. Both of you are glowing.
She just looks at him and goes, So to find all right, because this is what's been happening to me once every 3 months.
How many times has this happened to me, Mr. Shaw?
Um, every week for the last 4 weeks.
Once a week for the last 4 weeks.
Once a week for the last 4 weeks.
Hmm. I was hoping it wouldn't catch me while I was out, but here we are. Look at the pair of us, glowing like Christmas trees.
Um, Myrtle, it's been a while since the parson stepped out of the room.
I start walking down to the hallway.
What hallway?
Isn't upstairs? I mean.
Oh, to your sleeping quarters?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, off you go to your room then. And you are there. Now, what will you do?
I alleviate myself so that I can cool down for a little bit.
Um, as you walk upstairs, it is slightly more comfortable here than it was downstairs. Why you? How long do you plan to stay upstairs? By the way, this is kind of that'll be kind of important.
5, 10 minutes.
Oh, okay. Well, if it's 5 or 10 minutes, what are you going to do after that? Because that's important.
Hmm?
What are you going to do after those 5 or 10 minutes?
Uh, put on my tire back on and head back downstairs.
Okay. When you go downstairs, it is somehow warmer than when you left.
She thinks to herself, "My God, what is this, a sauna?"
Yes, I run a very tight thing.
Um,
All comforts and skitter.
you very well might be. You have the feeling that something is very much amiss.
Mm.
In the far left corner in the back of the room, there is a light and a set of stairs going down into a corridor.
Alright. She walks towards the light.
Don't die.
Every single step you take toward it gets warmer.
At this point, she is distant suspicious and starts, like, more hastily stepping in that direction.
Okay. When you get down to the bottom of the stairs, there is a long hallway. There are 10 doors on each side of the hallway. And at the far end on the right, you see a light coming out of a room that is significantly brighter than every other light in this
Emmy,
hallway.
no. Emmy.
Alright. I go check it out.
Um, Nins and Elaine, did you leave the door open or did you close it?
I closed it behind me.
Okay.
There is an Inquisitor in town.
You hear the echoes of steps walking down the hallway.
Yeah. She's gonna look at.
You are both still glowing.
She's just gonna look at him and go. I bet you that's the hellhound for now. Or I bet you that's the hellhound, is what she says. Hello?
Hmm?
Okay. Did you hear me?
No.
Oh, I said, my character says, I bet you that's the hellhound now. At least your colors make you look heavenly. Mine doesn't make me look so great.
I think regardless of what color we are going to find
Find what?
What'd you say? All I heard was,
we're probably going to find out how indiscriminate bloodhounds are.
should we try to hide in my closet? It's the best thing she's got right now.
He all up in the closet.
Hmm.
You are at the end of the hallway, Miss Myrtle. There are shenanigans afoot. You have surely found them, or at least
I actually just I take a knee, I kneel down, and I pray.
you hear the sound of prayer happening on the other side of the door.
I
I'm gonna
wait
totally hide in the
until
closet.
I wait until I hear that the prayer is over.
The
Okay.
prayer is over when the light is gone.
You have never seen a person who has prayed so long and diligently in all your days. You may have to interrupt them.
She tries to lightly knock on the door.
I simply continue to pray.
She knocks once more and says, "Parson, are you in there?"
Um, I pray even louder.
My character's just sitting in the closet, like holding her knees, freaking out a little bit. She's actually seen two people grow. Even though she was cool with it earlier, now it's like, okay, this needs to
Okay,
stop
then
happening.
Benz. Roll me an Arcana check.
Hey.
Mm. Hmm.
Can I have butter chicken?
Hmm. 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 Um, Myrtle,
Mm-hmm.
you hear praying. You have asked for entry into the room. The praying has gotten louder, and you are have gotten no response. However, the light in the room continues to increase in brightness, almost as if responding to the voice of the parson. Also, please give me a perception check with advantage.
What with advantage? Sorry.
Perception.
Perception. Disgrace. 14.
You feel mild tremors.
Can't
You are
as much
unsure.
as
You are
much
unsure if
as
this is what you're investigating or if God Himself has stepped into the room to talk to this man, and for reasons you cannot fathom why.
well, unfortunately, she's already highly suspicious, and she tries to open the door.
She's trying to open the door.
I would have hella locked it.
You didn't even close it. Nins closed it.
I know. Well, no, I had it closed beforehand, but I
Yeah.
opened it, let him in.
Mm-hmm.
So the question is did Nins lock it?
Did Nin log it exactly?
No, I didn't lock it.
Damn it.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Again, I continue praying.
Um. So what you gonna do, Claire?
Have I do I see the situation at hand?
Have you opened the door?
Yep.
When you walk in, you are immediately blinded by light. As a matter of fact, what's the check that you have to make for this? Probably a Constitution save.
Hey.
You are temporarily blinded, but you are not stunned. Um, and you see Nins on the floor, covered in a fine layer of dust from head to toe.
Second
Just
baby, I promise.
a fine layer of dust is no longer glowing or anything.
Oh no, he is still glowing and covered in a fine layer of dust.
Parson.
I'm still praying.
It is deeply in prayer.
Like he is reciting every single catechism, every single one, in the ancient Greek.
My character's just huddled in the closet holding her cross necklace and with her knees in there, like freaking out. Why are people glowing?
There is a red glow coming from the closet.
Dear God, no.
Can't you tell that through my yellow glow?
That's more for the information of Miss Edna. Myrtle cannot see that.
I think Parson.
I continue praying.
What's funny is I'm currently in my character's position on my couch.
Claire. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Not Claire, but Miss Myrtle. You start to see this for a moment, and then it disappears.
Okay.
You're now Taoist.
Um, Parson, I'm not going to interrupt the prayer, but if you don't explain yourself, you know what I must do.
I continue praying.
Nins is like, mm-mm. Nins is nerdy looking at that pool and seeing stars and going, nope, no,
I'm trying to
no.
get to that magic place on the other side.
Um, Nins, in your prayers, what are you praying for?
Um, I'm praying for everyone else. Now
Literally,
that I won't be around. Yeah.
well, when as you're praying for everyone else, you see a field of flowers.
I smile.
Good girl, Amy.
Um, Myrtle, the parson starts smiling. Wait.
And then I
I'm playing such a paradox that I fucking
He might. I'm gonna have my
I
character come out of the
do
closet.
you
Can't shit me in her characters. It has to happen.
A glowing red girl comes out of the closet.
And she's gonna straight up say, now, remember, I told you that cloud of death that comes around you, and how you're not supposed to kill that guy. She's still holding her cross necklace. Like, you can see that she's clearly freaked out, but she's more wanting to defend her friend than anything.
It melted.
Ugh. So she's holding nothing, but we're pretending her necklace is still there.
So I see both of them now, right?
You can now see her because she has decided to step out, and
I
she
stopped praying.
the glow that you have lessens ever so slightly in intensity. But both of you are still glowing.
Emmy.
And I say, you know what you must do.
I know what I must do, but
Can we, for the moment, just for the sake of things, assume you're here?
mm-hmm.
Good.
But I can choose how it happens, and I don't truly have a choice.
Mind you, you are not necessarily a parson in the same way that Ninbins is, but you are, in fact, a woman of the cloth.
I know.
I will place that there for your consideration, depending on how you want to kind of RP that.
The Lord will do with your souls what he must, and today I may not be looked upon favorably in the eyes of the Lord, but I must believe that my teachings are true. Which means
As you are speaking, this person appears. As far as you are able to understand, this is the description of what the angel of the Lord looks like.
I bow.
I drop.
Draw my blade.
No. I literally drop to my knees and don't look at the angel. Or what I believe to be an angel.
You must do what exactly?
She keeps her head down to the ground. I must execute these two.
I do believe that the Lord whom you are following, or should be, was the same who broke the rules of the Sabbath.
Sean, you're cutting out.
I see. Okay, so we're gonna see how this goes. I do believe that the person that you believe is sending you here to execute these people is the same person who, in fact, broke the rules of the Sabbath. Did he not?
He did.
If you are rendering service unto the Lord, then do what he actually did.
I bet you SpongeBob.
If the path of courage were an easy one, many more would take it. And this is the choice that now falls to you. Choose this day whom you will serve. And then he disappears.
I Sean, I quickly open up a blank page in the book
A
and I
book.
write
Mm,
everything that just happened.
okay. Myrtle, Myrtle, and Edna, you see Ninbins, sorry, or the parson, open up a book and start writing furiously. He seems to be trying to record everything that happened.
Is there glowing stuff or are we still glowing?
The glowing has receded for now.
All I got was Riz, and that was it. So I'm assuming you said the glow had receded, but is it still
Yes.
happening?
Yep, it receded. So you're fine right now.
I don't care. I got a little hand on her freaking. Okay,
Myrtle stands
I'm gonna
up.
do that.
Myrtle
Um,
Wait.
stands up.
you'll want to wait. Let her do her piece,
Yeah.
please. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, who's doing whose thing?
No, go ahead. You're first.
One quick note. As everyone is writing things and scribbling things.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, no. I'll do that differently. Go on.
Okay. Myrtle stands up and looks at Parson and Edna. You're not bad people. Somehow, and if you are, it is not my place to judge. They will send another inquisitor after me. That much
As
I know to be true.
mm,
That being said, live your lives to their fullest potential.
I get up and I tell her to stop. And I say, I shall leave this for the next person. But someone must burn. In order for no more of your kind to walk these streets, there must be a show for those of your leaders.
Sorry, Parson. I'm so sorry.
Well, I'm gonna step in. My girl's gonna step in and be like, she's just gonna say, "Hey, if anyone deserves to burn at anything, that would be me. I'm not the most holy of people. In fact, I even threatened this girl when she came in.
I
That's
turn around and I say to Edna, uh, but there is hope for you. I have done all I can. And the people here seem thankful for what I have done. I just hope that whatever happens next does not ruin their vision of what is right.
in this same room where you are currently standing, Miss Myrtle, can you please give me a
I promise I'll take you out tonight.
perception at advantage? You are currently glowing green.
Karma.
Mhm. She looks down at herself. Well, this is unexpected. However, the Lord wills what he wills. Too bad humans cannot see that way. I don't want to kill neither of you deserve to die. The most deserving is me, but at the end of it all, I can't burn myself at a stake.
No. So I will walk into the flames and do what must be done. I have seen God's will, have heard his word,
Emmy, stop.
and I can walk now knowing that all of my faith has been, what's the word? Reinforced.
Reaffirmed, I guess, is the word you're wanting there.
Reaffirmed, yeah, there's the word. Or affirmed.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Um.
Well, my character comic relief got ripped. Oh well.
Uh, Lel.
My character was straight up gonna say, "Hey, if you can't burn yourself, I'll burn you."
Mm. Myrtle
Emmy, I promise I'll take
puts
you
a
out.
hand out on to Carson's shoulder. Is there any last things you'd like to do before this happens?
You guys hear a commotion happening outside?
Are we still glowing?
Currently, no.
Emmy, stop.
Glowing.
Currently, no. No, you are not. But there is, in fact, a commotion outside happening right now.
Is it upstairs from like the end or like outside outside?
It's outside of the inn, but very nearby.
Before we make a move, we should see what is happening.
Agreed.
I'm gonna grab my rapier.
When you head
Very
out,
wise.
when you head outside into oh my, let's
This
not move
house
that
is
building.
moving. That's what happens.
When you head outside here, you see a couple of inquisitors, people who are uniformed in a way that's kind of similar to you. And what you find out is that they have a couple of men, three of them, in custody.
I touch the person and whisper in his ear. There's no time left. I must make one thing, but I am
I
afraid this
think
is the end.
I think something has occurred. We should see what has happened.
Um, the
I hope we
three,
can save these men.
the three young men that um, um, that are with the Inquisitors are being hauled off. Apparently, you hear some noises from the crowd and from the overall commotion that have been some men and one woman in particular, um, one of which runs an apothecary in the area, have been somehow identified as practitioners of the occult.
They're innocent.
Are you asking?
Um, I walk up to these inquisitors and I bow my head to them and I say, "What are their crimes?"
It seems, Parson, that there are some things even a parson cannot necessarily know about every parishioner, and these are drawing powers from the unspeakable and the unknown.
Have you questioned witnesses?
We had no need to question a witness. We found them, in fact, glowing, I believe would be the word to use, radiating with strange light in the middle of the town. I can imagine that there would be no further need for questions unless my eyes are failing me, which I do not believe they are.
I am speechless.
She pulls the parson away for a minute. I don't know. I want to say to them that you were the cause of all of this, and that you should be the one that's going to plan. But I can't lie. And these inquisitors have seen them firsthand. I don't think they will change their minds, because even those who have been touched by the magic get burned at this.
The people are innocent.
That will not change their minds.
As you guys are speaking, there is even greater commotion as one of the men has started crying out because he does not know what is happening to him and why he is being punished for it. And as he does so, vines tear out of the ground to try to take the surrounding like to attack the surrounding soldiers. And he attempts to make an escape. He very nearly manages to do so, but he's taken down by an inquisitor. And he's killed on the spot. Or, or I should say, stabbed on the spot. Let us actually determine what happens. He's clearly wounded, but he's alive.
Can they tell that?
He's alive, and they know that he's alive.
Hey, dogs quit being assholes to each other.
You hear one of the soldiers yell, "Any more of that, and it will be more than a flesh wound. This, I assure you." The man is in clear and visible pain and distress in the middle of the street.
I say, I'm just on my knees crying.
Assuming
Assuming what?
nothing. Never mind. I'm just I don't know what to do, what I can do, honestly.
I asked them where they're taking these people.
We're going to take them into the church in the main headquarter area for this diocese, and then they will be judged from there. Just so that at the very least you have that to grasp. You have one of these people, you have two of these people, and you have two of these people. I'm going to indicate some ones in green for a moment. They are the where's the dot thing? I want them to have the colored dot, but they don't have the colored dot. How come? Okay, there we go. These three here, were the ones who got restrained by the vines. They're currently,
I get up.
they're
I get up and
working.
I say, very well. I shall give them their last rites. They're all entitled to one last meal, which or no. And then what the Lord wills from then on is what the Lord wills.
It is as you say, Parson. It is as you say. So, where shall we be entertaining these people?
We will use my parsonage. We're better than under the Lord's gaze than to judge these.
A most unusual request and a most unusual parson. I should wonder if you are one of them. But no matter. What will be done will be done. The parsonage it is.
Very well. And I turn back to I turn back to Myrtle and I say, you should go with them.
Of course. Awesome.
I walk over to Edna and I tell her, go back to the inn. Go to your room and do not leave it until all is done.
What has happened to you?
I do not know, but I must do what I can for these people.
Does she still have the lily in her hair?
Yes, she does.
She's gonna take it out and give it to him.
He takes it and he thanks her, and goes to leave with the Inquisitors.
And she goes to the inn.
I'm trying to figure out something. but I don't know how to do the thing that I'm thinking about doing.
Just do it.
Like, do you,
Thank your
basically
dreams.
I'm trying to decide if I want to make you suffer this all the way through the end.
Make me what?
If I should just actually make you suffer this entire thing all the way through.
Suffer this and make you go all the way through. What?
I'm trying to decide if I want to make you suffer through this or go all the way through.
Through it.
When you take them to the parsonage, where do you take them? Do you take them to the front courtyard where the trees are, or do you take them to the backyard where the flowers are?
To the backyard. Oh no, to the courtyard because otherwise that'll be even more suspicious.
This is a rather nice. This is a rather nice place, Parson.
I have done my best for it, as I have done for these people.
That much is absolutely certain from the way that you keep this place. In the process of you getting here, they've managed to try to patch that person up and at least keep them alive.
I rolled a medicine check to see if I could tend to him.
You can. The battle wasn't brutal, it was a simple stab. If it had been worse, there would have been more required, but this is fine. Alright,
Alright, so I prepared their last meals.
while you're doing that, Edna, what are you going to do?
Uh, I was told to stay at the end, so I'm gonna lock myself in a room, do as I'm told. I
Alright.
didn't do anything. I'm not important enough. I'm just an innkeeper. I have no say. Even if I don't want it. I gave him my lily, that's all I got.
Alright. Myrtle.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to do?
Try. Oh. I'm gonna try my best to help the other Inquisitors.
Alright. Nins. Mr. Arthur, what are you going to do?
I'm going to comfort them as much as possible.
It is a very fair day. The trees around you are swaying in the breeze, and the weather is as pleasant as could possibly be. There are some clouds in the distance. One of the people speaks up, says, "Those are some nice flowers you have here. Where did you get them from?"
I planted them. You should see my backyard.
Perhaps I should. Would you mind letting me see that?
Letting him see what? The back of my backyard.
The backyard, since you mentioned it.
Yeah, I think, but of course. Wait, who's asking me?
One of the people that are to be taken.
I say you will have to let me ask the Inquisitor. I head over here and I try to get their attention.
Um, Roll me a persuasion.
Persuasion is not my best, but give it all my best.
How did you only get like two like only two things? Like you had like a character class and a background and a race. How did you only have like two skills?
I haven't put my background stuff in.
Yeah, I didn't put background stuff in either.
Oh,
Because
okay.
I didn't get a background for this character. So I'm assuming all of us only have two skills.
Okay. Um, you talk to the Inquisitors. One of them is rather impassioned about the fact um, that these people, these hell sent people, should burn, but their leader catches your gaze, um, and waits for you to speak. What do you say to them?
Um, I first say you should bind them to this it is
Pardon?
a cheat. It is I point them to this tree, and I say that is a tea tree. It is partial to burning. Flames will be hotter and perhaps more merciful.
Perhaps. One of the younger soldiers again starts barking about something about why would anyone want to be merciful to, and their leader stops them immediately. You've not lived long.
I
You've
turn
not,
to them.
and their leader basically says in front of you to the underlings, you've not lived long enough, nor have you seen enough to speak on this subject. And then they ask you to continue.
I say one of them wishes to see the garden behind the church. Perhaps you would like to escort them there and view it for yourself. What are you doing, Elaine?
Not even gonna try to help. I just should have everything told me I wasn't going to. I just suck. No, not even gonna try.
That was
No. Fuck.
hilarious.
I was gonna try to save people, but nah, my character's useless. I have a fucking proficiency in stealth. Uh,
Okay. Um, will not stay long, but permission is granted.
Wonderful.
she
Come this
fucking
way.
walks out of the inn and then just trips and falls on her fucking face. That's what happened.
Because I said he should take them to the other side. Lel.
Lel, indeed. Lelvening.
don't know what to do. Honestly, I'm too dumb to play rogue.
When you're playing rogue, at least for me, the thing seems to be trying to think of a way around things. As a rogue, you're usually good at things like lying and all of that. So, I mean,
But I
make it
can't
work.
even
Make
think of
it
a good
work.
lie to tell these people.
Hmm.
I can't even think of a good lie to tell these people. I'm honestly like dumbfounded right now. I don't know.
Just go.
It's fine. I didn't roll stealth to make it anyways.
I mean, looking at your skills, you have a performance skill and you have a sleight of hand. I mean, you can like legit sing your ass off, dance around people, and snatch up all their knives.
I can understand. Go ahead and roleplay. I'll just sit here and think.
Well, Mr. Parson, take it away.
I just wanted them to come see the garden.
Do what now?
I wanted them to come see the garden.
Okay. Um, Claire, are you in the garden? I'm assuming you came back here with everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, actually, while you are here, please give me an Arcana check at advantage.
Fuck.
No, not to me to pick that one.
7.
I mean, I disguise myself, son of a bitch. Not that it's just
Well,
me.
the good news is nothing happens. You just see flowers. Nins also roll me an art. Nins also roll me an Arcana check. Well, actually, let me. How do I want to do this one? Because Arcana is intelligence for you.
I mean, I
Roll
could
me
still
a
roll it. I like to give it out really low.
roll me a D100 at advantage.
$69.
Good to you.
Um. Well, we are going to have fun. You hear uh, the breeze in the area starts to pick up. Um, and then DMs are happening. So please pay attention in Discord.
Wait, what is this? Hello?
Everything that you're reading in DMs is something that only you can hear. Oh my god, your responses are the most telling things. Hot damn.
All right.
Oh, ominous voice. Tell me what that means.
As you stand there, the wind continues to pick up, and then let me see if I can find the one I'm looking for, a particular thing. Let me see if I can find it. You hear a clap of thunder.
I'll be right back.
My favorite, darkness.
Hello. Darkness, my
Okay, so we're gonna wait for Nins to get back. Drama though, drama. I can't say I feel bad about it though.
Fame. You know, you've had me on the edge of tears so many times this goddamn session.
We'll talk about that in a moment. Okay, I need Nins to get back
Okay, hold on.
because you guys are going to. You guys are gonna. Yeah. Oh. Claire, I will ask you. I will like. We will talk about that in a moment. Um. Also, I need to roll a D100. Damn.
Ruby, and then just any what you able to buy.
Mm.
It's in the store. I imagine they're done for a long.
Ninbins, hurry up and come back.
To ride. You can shine like the sun.
New XO XO condoms from Trojan. New soft touch latex, aloe infused lube. So discreet you're both comfortable buying. XO
What
XO
standard armor
condoms.
class for an unarmored character at level 1? Isn't normal AC like 12?
That depends.
No, like just for a
You're
normal
talking about like
level 1 character,
for a
no armor.
creature,
No, like for a person.
uh, for a person,
Hmm.
10 plus dex, so anywhere between 10 and 14 usually.
Between 10 and 14.
It's for
But like assuming that that person just has like your normal stats of just having 10 because they're like a normal human, I would imagine.
Assuming they have average dex, and 12 would be the most
12.
likely.
So then it would be like AC of 11. Yeah.
Uh, 12. 12.
Didn't you like what is base armor?
I'm saying base armor is 10
And then plus dex, which
and
would be a 12.
average. No, I'm
Av-
saying dex would probably be a +1 or a +2. So
so like
up to
between
you.
10 and 12.
Yep.
What?
Okay, are you back?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, the first thing I'm going to tell you is we are going to be winding things up here because you're about to hit the home stretch, just to let you know. Also, thank you guys so much for
Yay.
playing. It's going to be hard. The sky, are you looking at the screen right now, Nins?
Yep.
There's a clap of thunder, and then everything goes dark. Um, as clouds cover the sky, and you hear a voice say, "Your prayers have been answered."
I'm praying.
However, um, however, you have a split second as you have a split second here because Claire, well, not Claire, but Edna, if you are going to do what you plan on doing, you have a very limited amount of time. Um, the Inquisitors, not aware of what's happening and believing the prisoners to be the cause of what is occurring. Um, this one right here
Mm-hmm.
and this one right
I
here.
can't see, by the way.
Yeah.
Everything is dark.
Everything is
Um,
black.
everything is black at the moment. I don't know if you remember where
Mm-hmm.
everyone was before that. Um, but they immediately start swinging wildly in the dark, and two of the prisoners get struck. And then the clouds disperse. One of them is bleeding profusely. One of them has a minor wound across his chest, and one of them just barely managed to avoid being stabbed. The two inquisitors here make a comment about the inquisitors flailing about wildly and being unexperienced, but seem disinterested in the actual condition of the prisoners whatsoever. Claire and Ninbins, with the information that you have, what do you do?
I run towards the injured people.
Okay.
Um, and I try to comfort them in their last moments.
I help the one that was barely injured up, and then go to the one that was profusely bleeding to see if I can stop the bleeding.
I put my hand on hers and I say, "This is kinder end for them."
She stops pressing on the wound.
The one who's severely wounded or the one who's minorly wounded.
Yeah, the one that's severely wounded.
Nins, your wish to provide them comfort causes a hole to open up in the ground.
Hole opening up in the ground.
Yep.
Like jump away from them.
Well, if when you let them go, they roll into the hole in the ground. It is exactly their size. When they fall into the hole, the ground closes. They assume, yet again, this is one of the prisoners doing, and now they assume that one of the prisoners was trying to harm you.
I look up, like, properly scared.
As you do so, one of the prisoner who did not get hit before. Let me see what happens here. Gets backhanded and is sent sprawling into the tree right over here by one of these guards here. You would dare to sully a man of the cloth like that? In his garden, which he brought you into by his own kindness, how dare you? Parson, are you okay?
Uh, uh, and like I'm all snot and tears, and I'm like, yes, I seem to be fine. Oh, the
Myrtle.
nurse just came up to swallow me.
Myrtle.
Yes.
What would you do at this moment in time?
I think my character would be in absolute shock at what is happening at the moment. She does not understand why or what is happening.
Roll me a perception check, please. There is a single flower growing in the place that that person's body just fell into. Um, one moment there. Edna, what you doing?
Do I roll stealth to be there?
No, you just have to go.
Okay.
Are you going?
Yep.
Okay. You end up here.
Have they noticed me? Has anyone noticed me?
No, not yet.
Can I roll stealth to hide with the tree?
Yep, you can.
Okay, I'm just not meant to be stealthy. Fucking figure.
Roll it again.
Watch, it's gonna be hella high now. Yep. Fucking figures.
Okay. I don't know what it is, but every time I roll something twice, I have to roll again just to make sure.
Well, actually, I can actually let you have that because you'd be rolling at advantage. Everybody's shocked as shit because the earth is opening up and the sky is. Everyone's at this moment shocked as shit that all this stuff is happening. So you can have that at advantage.
I'll hide in this tree.
Okay, you were hiding in the tree. You are the wind. No one can see you. All right. So, Miss Myrtle, Mr. Arthur, we have a person who is sprawled out by a tree. We have a person who has a minor chest wound. And we have multiple inquisitors where everyone is freaking out. What do you decide to do?
Um, I few steps back away from the prisoner because I think that was him.
That's interesting. What are you going to do about the other two?
Um, I turn to the inquisitors and I say perhaps this should be ended quickly.
So shall it be. Every inquisitor, excepting Myrtle, draws a blade. Two of them walk to each prisoner, and then they get ready to stab them. At the moment that impact nearly occurs, everything stops.
Um, I then let out a very deep held breath.
One moment.
We need to handle more suspicious situation. Steps investigation.
Oh, I actually need to do that one more time.
Passing after
In a in a straight line from you toward in a straight line from you in this direction. I think I need to borrow a ruler so you can see that. In a straight line in this direction from you. I don't know if you can see
Mm-hmm.
me doing that or not.
I can.
Everyone but one of the inquisitors stumbles and falls.
Oh my. Does time still stopped?
No, but for the one who makes it, they still manage to um, strike true for what they were aiming for. The guy with the chest wound is dead. One prisoner lives. What will you do?
Um,
I have Tourette's, and I want the world to understand what it's like. Won't you do a special report on me
I
so that the
will.
world can learn to accept us instead of just that? Donkey boner.
This Saturday on Dateline, I'll be bringing you Eric's story, live and uncensored, from his home in Colorado. Living with Tourette's
Walk up
Senior
to
is
this
part of the
man,
story. This Saturday on Dateline NBC.
close his eyes,
My wish of going public with my illness can come true. Goddamn Jews! Suck my ass farts!
um, and I will pray.
He tells you with his dying words that he's very tired.
Hello, pal. Dickhead! What's this about spoiling live television on Saturday?
And I tell him to
It all
rest.
finally come to fruition. The final cog in my...
The ground opens up in front of you.
This Saturday I will go on national television, live. I will say
And I jump back.
horrible things on the air. Despicable things.
He falls into the hole and the ground closes.
Looks like the world really has Tourette's syndrome. This isn't funny. Not funny. I have free reign to say anything I want, and you get into trouble if you try to stop me. Care for a scotch? Scotch!
Edna, as you were in the tree watching all of this happen, what are you doing?
Say whatever I want at school, on the bus, at the dinner table.
I'm just watching for now, knowing that I bet it sucks that these other people are dying, but knowing that I came here for is in danger, so I'm gonna stay watching, ready to help out my friends if I need to.
The Inquisitors are. Actually, let me do this right quick. 3 of the Inquisitors are looking at you strangely, Mr. Arthur.
At who?
Me.
Whatever enters my brain, I can just say without thinking about it. I went to bed last night. What did you say? Nothing. Mark's gonna get away with this stupid ass.
My eyes do not deceive me, Parson. I do believe that is too. Is there something that you are not telling us? A confession
lie
that you
down.
need to make?
I lie down and I say, I am simply tired.
Mm.
This is no laughing matter, Parson. This is treason to this country.
There is not a smile on my face. There is but sweat on my brow. Sadness that three of my flock have.
2, by the way.
Yeah, one's still alive.
You're next to him. He's
Wow.
by that tree.
No, I mean that 3 of my flock have been condemned to death.
It's okay, Eric. We understand your illness.
What I meant to say was ass liquor cupballs.
Today has been a very long day.
Indeed it has. But we do what we must.
Then do what you must.
Are you saying that you are one of them, Parson?
I am saying that I have done for my people what I can. If you deem me guilty of a crime, then it is your prerogative and your right and your duty to persecute.
You and your cousin touch
Cast thine rock, sir, or madam.
Myrtle, what will you do?
Can't do anything.
All right, Eric. Well, good luck on Dateline.
They're all gonna die, and the person's gonna die too. I don't want to be the one to live through this.
An inside look at Tourette's syndrome. I'm Chris Hansen.
Myrtle is just looking
I'm
at the
Chris
ground,
Hansen.
unable to meet eye contact with anyone.
Right now.
Arthur just hopes that he's given these people a more merciful end.
Why don't you have a seat?
I just need to get home. I'm not
my character.
sort of killing all of the people around him. There's no way. There was no way to save them from the fire.
My character totally has a dagger at the fucking ready.
You people. You people.
Totally gonna throw it at the first person that attacks.
We're gonna have to have like a recovery and analysis session after this because man. Um levels. Just lots of levels here. No, Parson, I do not believe you were in our sights for today. And as we have not seen any clear demonstration of anything, we shall not be taking you in, although we will be watching you.
You cut out.
I said, as for we have no evidence that you've done anything, and so we shall leave you here to tend to these people as you have done. And with that, they
I just
retrieve the.
cry.
Hmm?
I just start crying.
Why are you crying?
Um, because those people had to die, and I have to live on in guilt and misery.
Roll me an Arcana at advantage. Myrtle, what do you do?
I'm glad I called and got my son the help he needed. It saved his life.
If you have insurance, your treatment could be covered with no out-of-pocket
Hmm.
costs. I had no idea my
Hmm.
insurance would do something like this. But
I'm
they
stuck
did.
between a rock
So call the
and a hard
Egyptian
place. I have
recovery
to do
group
as the other
now
Inquisitors
and get the
do.
help you need.
Call 1-800-594-0421. That's 1-800-594-0421.
Maybe. Um,
Let's say,
From our satellite studio
and
in
Edna's
Colorado,
words echo in your mind. You don't. You do you.
tonight an inside look at Tourette syndrome. I'm
Just kidding.
Craig.
I mean, that's basically what the angel said. Um,
Right?
What is he talking-
Nins, give me a D100.
He wants the world to understand his affliction.
5 minutes, kid. Jesus Christ. How did I get myself into this? John? Please, I know I just never
62.
pretend to have Tourette's.
Everyone roll me perception.
Get it now. You can't just walk around saying whatever you want. You gave us a filter because people don't want to hear things like,
Jesus
I got
Christ.
medicine in my closet. That's
That
not.
means I don't want you
And
to
I learned
God.
you can't say whatever you want on national television.
No, 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 no.
I
I'm gonna do something.
kind of want to be a martyr.
You must see how this is all somewhat your fault.
You know, if you're gonna be murdered, I'm probably gonna be a martyr too.
As
I'm
they
gonna
turn,
mother.
as they get the prisoner and attempt to leave, the flowers of the garden and two very specific trees start glowing.
Am I glowing?
No, you're crying.
Good. I'm gonna continue to cry.
Aw.
Cute Billy 182.
All of the questions that I DM'd you immediately come screaming back into memory.
Your house, your parents aren't home, are they?
No, it's cool. Go on inside. I made brownies. Shit! I'm just gonna slip into something more comfortable.
Okay, cock. Don't take too long.
I could cry harder.
So now let's meet the child who has
Aw.
Tourette syndrome and who must.
Every fiber of my being wants to go and hug that man, but I'm not going to. I must stay stealthy.
Chris Hansen! Oh no, it's the setup. I knew it. Why don't you take a seat right over there? Now everyone's gonna know I'm a pervert.
I must continue being the wind.
As you are crying, you see them pick up blades and ask you if you will go peacefully with them or not.
I just raised my hands.
I brought you some Wendy's.
Oh.
Oh no, it's Chris Hansen.
Spurgeon's not want Nins to die, but I also want Nins not to die. So fucking confusing.
There aren't really brownies. Hey, you have something to do with this? Answer me.
I'm over here eating popcorn like, oh, what's going to happen next?
Why don't you take a seat? Take a seat right over there.
This man here and this man here,
I'll tell on you.
Wow, you're the
seeing you raise your hands in the air,
Oh, Chris hasn't been asshole licking Kid Carson's face. I would be so happy.
immediately jump at the action, not sure what you will do. One of them, a little bit less ruly and unable to control themselves, stabs you.
I beat you. You aren't going on take my
Or at
They
least
stabbed me.
stabs at you.
Thank you, Cal. What?
Alright, I'm throwing a dagger at the person trying
But
to stab him.
hold that thought for a second. But they miss.
Totally saved my ass, Cal. You must
Oh, thank God.
Hey, Cal. I gotta get to a psychiatrist and under control what I say. I gotta go to take it. Thanks, Cal. I gotta go to
I actually, so
I
what I'm gonna do
imagine.
now
I
is
imagine that. I
while I'm
imagine that
crying,
you're I imagine that you're continuing to cry.
there is that, but while I'm crying, I'm going to remove my collar and place that on the ground, and then I'm going to remove the cross and place that on the ground, and then I'm going to take off my cassock, my cloak thingy, and fold that up.
Each of them starts glowing and then turns into a single orchid.
Orchids are so pretty too. Lilies and orchids are my favorite, man.
The cross lies, excepting the cross lies next to this orchid,
Yeah, my Uncle Jimbo says we gotta get
unaffected in any way.
Uncle Jimbo? That's right, Stanley. Animals are much easier to shoot in the morning.
Here, hon, I packed you some cheesy poops and happy times.
Don't worry, Miss Carmen. We'll take good care
And
of it.
that's
I brought
it.
my
I just
poor buddy Dad to keep things safe.
Hello, Mrs. Gardner.
stand there waiting,
Be sure to use lots of bug spray.
crying.
And if you have to poo-poo, don't
Myrtle,
worry,
what will you do?
remind me.
Dude, that's sick, man.
And I know it can get scary up in those woods, but just remember, Mommy's
down.
not far away.
Guy.
You give your mommy a kissy.
I
Don't get scared of him. That ain't Cartman. Shut up. I'm not scared of nothing. Maybe your mom can give me a kiss too, Cartman.
I stick my rapier
That's disgusting.
into the ground
I'll kill you. That's the spirit.
and begin to walk
Let's get that
off.
testosterone flowing.
Where are you going,
Boys, I need to get serious
Myrtle?
for a minute. I want you to understand a few basic rules of
I
hunting.
can't
This is your
watch
first time. First, don't
anymore.
ever walk with your gun unless the safety.
I suppose this was your first
Don't
mission,
like
and it had to be
And third,
very difficult for you.
the bullet chamber.
That said,
We don't drink beer. You what?
I commend you for helping us find this. We wouldn't have without you.
I like chocolate milk. Well, we'll be doing plenty of drinking on this trip. After all, hunting sober
She
is like
doesn't say a word and just continues to walk off.
sober. It sure will be nice to get out of the city for a while, away from civilization.
Your leader nods. It seems that this is par for the course, as it were.
Okay, each of you youngins take a gun, a beer, and
She has these two
I didn't get a gun.
Roundup Nidbins,
Big. This is like the gun I used in Nam. You were in Vietnam, Cartman.
Where are you stationed in?
and they round him up and they take him to the prison, or take them back to the main church, back in the larger diocese,
My Uncle Jimbo
along
says
with
that's
the
it.
one prisoner that they left alive.
Africa. Wow, that'd be cool. My mom says there's a lot of black people in Africa. Boys, looky there. There's a Rocky Mountain black bear. One of the few remaining of its kind. Isn't it beautiful?
Nins, Nins without assistance,
Hey, he wasn't coming
burns
right
at the stake 2 days later.
Not so loud. Now that there's just a technicality. What do you mean? You see,
Ah, I am a mother.
Um, when you burn at the stake, the fires start to wrap around you, and then you go from being in pain to feeling no pain at all and being able to watch yourself burn in an astral form.
That's disconcerting.
Edna and Myrtle, how do you decide to spend the remainder of your lives for a year?
Was I able to pick up the stuff that he dropped? Or that
You
he
can
left?
if
The
you
orchid and the cross?
you can if you want to.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you do with it,
She just kind of makes a little shrine in the end for him. Just
Claire?
kind of like a remembrance.
My character is basically never seen after she walks off.
They eventually do come looking for you as they always do, and they find you. When you do,
I find a dead body.
they find a dead body, but why?
Make your own assumptions.
Does it are they things that normally require trigger warnings?
Mm-hmm.
And that, boys and girls, is the end of that. When you do the thing that you do, Claire, in the process of that, which usually takes a while, you at the
Mm-hmm.
moment of depending on what you do, at the moment of impact where it would be significantly life threatening, you get to watch yourself finish the task in astral form.
Oh, it's having fun. Dang it. Ah, I'm the only one who lived. Suckers. Oh, that's why it's called conflict. I see what happened there.
Main conflict of emotions.
I want to go to fucking either moments or calm. That would be awesome.
That was great.
That was pretty good.
All right, so with that being said, for those of you who are here to watch this particular stream, thank you for being here, for sticking through the story, for playing along with us, and we will see all of you lovely people next week. And now I am going to spend some time giving free therapy to my poor, poor players who had to suffer through that mentally, emotionally exhausting experience. See you guys next week.